All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to welcome to this week's trend analysis. It's like a stock trend analysis. We're going to be analyzing stocks. I'm trend following Tyson. You guys are going to get used to seeing me because I don't see a lot of watch lists and a lot of information on stocks currently, and I think it's important for me to keep an eye out, so to speak, for uptrends that are up to date and kind of keep things on and up and up. So, like I said, you guys, welcome to this week's stock analysis, trend stock analysis, and we'll be having a Stock Talk live every Saturday, which is kind of going on at this moment as we speak. But I had already joined Stock God and a few other fellow traders. It's a packed house over there. It started at 6:30. That's every Saturday. But right now, let's get down to the trend analysis picture here, okay? And let you guys know what we're dealing with. So I put this up for a reason, okay? The market being in the trend. First off, let me tell you guys, we'll just start off the week. Start off this market analysis with a quote, kind of like a quote from a well-known trend-following trader. And let me add something. There's different ways to approach the market, okay? Just like there's different positions on a football team, okay? You could be a day trader, you could be a trend-following trader, you could be a swing trader, position trader, fundamentals, such and such, as the list goes on. Just like in football, there's quarterbacks, running backs, receivers, defensive end, tight ends, and such and such. You need to find out what place. You need to find out what place do you fit. You need to find out what place do you fit in this whole scheme of trading, because there's 1,000 different ways that you can approach this market. But I only say that to say that I choose to approach the market from a trend following aspect, and there's numerous amount of traders that have chosen this approach. Bruce Kavanagh, Jesse Livermore, David Harding, Ed Seykota is one of the best traders in the world. Richard Dennis, which is who this quote is from, one of the first original trend following traders. He was actually he was the original turtle trader, but he was also, one of the first original trend following traders, because this is where this kind of notion of following trends and such forth sort of came into aspect, and it started before too, from an earlier aspect, like Nicholas Darvis. We can get into that in some later aspects. But anyways, the market being in a trend is the main thing that eventually gets us in a trade. That is a pretty simple idea. Being consistent in making sure you do that all the time is probably the more important than the particular characteristic you use to define the trend. Whatever method you use to enter trades, the most critical thing is that if there's a major trend, your approach should assure that you get in that trend. Okay, that's imperative. So that's what we're doing here. We're following trends. Okay, so let's get to the first trend in our trend analysis. ARQL. Look at this ARQL and kind of let me give you a kind of a sort of a idea of why we're looking at ARQL. Let's pan out. As you can see here on ARQL, as you can see, this stock definitely in this area here we're approaching this key resistance level. I've seen traders make millions of dollars just off trading support and resistance. I'm not going to say any names. We'll talk about that some other time. I'm not going to say any names, but I've seen traders that are currently trading today make numerous amounts of money trading key support and resistance lines. And as you see, you can see it here. Here's a key resistance line. When you pan out, trend following is all about following trends for the long term, and it's all about panning out and seeing that big picture, not getting caught in all that intraday noise. Okay, so as you look out, you see why. Look at this intraday here. You wonder why this stock is hovering over this level here. It's at 320. Well, if you look here, if you pan out, you'll understand why. It's because, as we just saw, this is a key resistance level. I just lost it. Oh, here it is. This is a key resistance level. That's a key resistance level. That 5. That 320 that we saw. Okay. Okay. That's a key resistance level. So That's why this stock's on watch for breakout out of that key level, out of this key level here. So it's on watch for breakout out of that key level. Okay, ARQL. That's one. I'm going to show you guys Big 5 really fast. Big 5. Here it is. I may not trade this stock after all, but it's still, because I have a different price range. But there's nothing wrong with the stock. It's a beautiful stock. Here we are at this point here, approaching key resistance levels here. We've already started to get through some of them. So it looks like we are headed up towards some major levels here. So, I mean, the stock's definitely on watch. We're on an uptrend here, as you see, breaking through these key resistance levels. Okay, and it's nothing. It's like a running back when he breaks through the hole, breaks the tackle, and then he's up, and then there, you know, he breaks this, and he's free for the home run. We're not gonna say we don't know where this stock's going, but trend following is all about seeing where this is going to go. We get long and we ride it. We don't know where it's going to go. Okay, so that's one move to watch for if you're a trend following trader or even for a breakout trader. That's a breakout right there. Okay, so and also you might see a lot of price action coming into that trade, into that particular stock, into that area because of the breakout that it's in and the breakout traders that are watching that. So that when trend followers are not the only people watching this, and other people that just want to follow this quote unquote smart money. Okay, let's get into another stock. This stock I was just discussing with the gentleman on Twitter. I have a pretty good Twitter feed, pretty good Twitter follow. Excuse me. This stock I was just discussing with the gentleman. This is Eric. Okay. ERIC. I'm not going to say his name is Eric, but the stock is ERIC. It looks kind of groggy there. You can't really get a good look. But if you step out here, you see exactly what the stock's doing. Look at this. Key levels, once again, breaking out. This is kind of like an inflection point, so to speak. This is an inflection point. So you have breakout traders looking here. You have inflection point traders looking here. And if this was a new 52, you have new 52 weak high traders looking at this area here. So look at this area here. This is a breakout area. So this is also in an uptrend. So this is another good stock to watch out for. I don't trade earnings, and as you can see here, look at this. What is this here? Matter of fact, the gentleman I was just speaking to, okay, they had some kind of dividends there. The gentleman I was just speaking to said that they had some kind of earnings or something like that. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But let me add another point to you guys. Let me show you guys something I'm talking about really fast. One reason why I do not trade, I'm going to make a point really fast. I don't trade news. I don't trade a lot of dividends, and not saying dividends, but I don't trade a lot of noise. I don't trade a lot of news. I don't kind of know what's going on fundamentally wise, or like stock wise, or like price wise, or like I don't have a clue about any of that stuff because I don't trade. And I don't have a problem with anyone that trades news, that trades anything like that. But I personally, I don't trade fundamentals. I just trade the trend. I just trade what the chart showing me. The chart, whatever the chart shows, because the chart is going to show you what's the underlying factors of a stock. That's what you want to trade. You want to trade the underlying fundamentals, the underlying factors of a stock, and they will always show up in the chart because the market knows how to price these things. So that's one other one. ENPH. Let me show you guys ENPH, and then I'm gonna show you this stock right here, ENPH. And when the screen comes up, you might see some squigglies here and there because I was working on this thing because I'm trading this. I traded it once this year already for a substantial, nice trade. Okay, so as you can see on this time frame, this rounding bottom. Okay, this is like one of my quote unquote bread and butter plays because this rounding bottom is signifying it's a trend. First of all, it's a reversal signal for trend following traders. So that's why it's one of my favorite signals. And also it's a signifying that there's some momentum coming into the stock, okay? So I like this ENPH. I traded it here. Let me go back to the yearly, give you guys a clue of what I'm talking about here. I traded it once here when it hit this trend line, made an entry here, wrote it up, thought it was going to come back. I still kept my position, but I thought it was going to come here, and I really wanted this big move, and that's what I got. I got that really big move, and I took profits here around this 5-point area. and I took profits here. The stock slid, and I kind of forgot about it a little bit. Started popping back up on my scanners here, and I said, okay, let's get long. So I made another entry here around 420, 430. Okay, 425, 430. So I'm long now into this area, and I'm going to probably knock off 50% of my position because I don't know what's going to happen here, and I'm going to let the rest of my profits run with this trend if this trend continues. That's what trend following is, following trends through the long term. Okay, that's ENPH. Let me give you guys I. I made a really good trade on I before I closed tonight's session, and I'll put the rest of the stocks in the comment section for you guys to know what other stocks that we're going to be using this type of trend following procedure on. Okay, this type of trend following process that I use in particular. I took a trade on I at 606 and traded at 9 to 925. I don't have the screen up now, and I'll probably, you know, anybody that follows me on Twitter, and I have a pretty good feed. Anybody that follows me on Twitter knows that I made a pretty good trade because I actually post my actual entries, exits, gains, and all that stuff. I'm not like, you know, I don't really have much to hide. And I don't have this really big account. I'm still growing my account. Okay, but 606 to 925 was my trade on this, and I still have a, because look, I took a heavy position at 606, let my position ride up to, my target was over this. And we ran through that, and see, like I said, before I even knew, we ran through this. We got here, and I said, whoa, before I knew it, we were here already. And I said, wow, I took a slight portion. I started taking portions off here, and I ended up taking most of them at 925. And then, you know, I'm a trend follower, so I still have a position riding through there, okay? But watch a little overextended, but this was all overextended too, wasn't it? Okay, right. And I got 3 points out of that trade. So, last but not least, before I close up tonight's session, I gave you guys most of the stocks I really wanted to talk about here. And let's just do one more. Let's just do a Sprint here. This stock has a lot of market cap behind it. Let me go over here and show you guys the market cap. I really don't like. I use FinViz for my screening. Anybody that I get a lot of questions too about, hey, how do you screen? How do you do this? How do you do this and that? My screening is so simple, okay? And we'll go through that some other time. I just need to know what's in an uptrend. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know about what's in. That's all I need to know is what's in an uptrend. I don't need to know anything else, okay? Let's look at Sprint. The market cap on this stock, you guys. The market cap is 9.3 billion. Market cap is 9.3 billion, okay? Might be breaking out of a downtrend. I don't know. I'm not a guesser guy. I don't make any predictions. I do a lot of trading. I listen to a lot about Larry Tintorelli, and I don't make any predictions, okay? I'm just saying this stock is possibly on its way, could be reversing and seeing some upside. I will not be trading it because it's a little bit expensive for me. All right, and last but not least,